Okay, so last week I posted my DC video, the Datacron video, where I said the meta is going to completely shift with set 25, and it has completely shifted. I'm going to show you guys some data first, and then we'll go into some footage of just some squad arena stuff I've been doing for approximately 4 or 5 days. A little bit before Thanksgiving, I got my first cron that I thought, hey, this could really be something. So let's go ahead and just show you guys the data of why I'm going to prove why this data, or why PvP has shifted. So if you guys can see here, I'll zoom in a little bit, but basically, right, one of the fights I'm going to show you guys is Lord Vader versus Leia. Anyone that's ever done this fight, or anyone that's ever taken Leia in against Lord Vader knows that this is a really easy breeze through. It was a 2% last season, and neither of them really had a super strong Datacron defending them or, kind of propping them up. So I'd say that, this is pretty accurate. I'm maybe a little bit higher on Lord Vader. I don't know. It's pretty tough to go against Leia because her kit really reads against Lord Vader. And then secondly, we're going to show obviously Rey versus Pirate King Hondo. And the thing that I also want to emphasize with this video is don't think of this as I'm suggesting these teams to bring on offense. Think of it as that's a potential. You could bring these teams on offense, but think of it more maybe as if you are going to place these teams on defense and it's doing this, and it's shifting this data that much, are you willing to take that risk, right? Or are you going to have to change your game plan on offense, right? So if you see a Lord Vader on defense, are you going to still be able to lay it? Probably not. I don't know though. Maybe AI plays it a little bit differently. But yeah, so you can see here, it was at a 16.67%, pretty bad banners. And then another one that I'm going to show, and this one will kind of be like, well, then what can we do with these long texts? Like what can we do against them? This one's a little bit better, but obviously you're still at a 64%. Pretty bad banners. That doesn't really change really too much. But yeah, like these are fights that you probably would not want to do unless this was like, hey, I have to Hail Mary my GAC, or I have to do this for TW. We're going to lose a lot of banners, but at least we'll get through this wall. And I think that's going to be the thing with this set that people are going to struggle with. It's not going to be so much about, hey, what is a fight that I normally take? It's going to be about, hey, I need to get through this. It's not going to be as clean as always, and let's just try to do it. So let's go through the videos. I've sped them up to like 140%. So sorry that it's going so fast, but this right here, I'm showing you guys, this is a focus Datacron set that I think a lot of people thought that Leia was going to be used with, and I'm not even using the long text. Now, you could argue that potentially in a Lord Vader, especially with this old comp, I wanted to show this just because, not everyone has clones up and running, but there is actually still potential with our old team, so to speak. So yeah, in that case, I will say, like, this is a very interesting thing because the long text isn't necessarily required here. And in fact, you can use this to your advantage because so much of Leia Organa's team is going to be cleansing themselves of the debuffs that you have. So you're going to be gaining double that offensive gain with that different level 6. Big thing to note here too is, yeah, it's a Relic 10 Leia. The rest of the team, I kind of sort of out Relic Delta, but obviously still a long ways to go with Leia Organa with a lot of my characters. I think most of them I do have a R8, except for maybe like Thrawn. And I think even Maul I might have at R9. I think that was where I kind of stopped with some of those characters. But yeah, you can see here, this is where I think if you can get to second Merciless Massacre, you're going to see here, you're going to do a Force Crush, and you're seeing the damage really take hold of these guys. But yeah, I think if you can get that second Merciless Massacre, I think you're going to start seeing your damage numbers really ramp up in a very similar way that happens with Lord Vader, right? I think in a very similar way, Lord Vader, once he gets to a second ult, he starts really slamming people too. So you're starting to see a lot of that damage ramp. Now they do get the kill there, or they do get a few kills there. It's unfortunate. But again, think of this as, hey, if I'm normally the guy that's bringing Leia versus Lord Vader, and this comp is out there, how much am I willing to gamble that maybe I can play this a little bit better than AI, or whatever the case is? And there's probably some, credence to all that stuff, but in essence, we still end up losing our fight here. And I think we have Royal Guard and Lord Vader still standing after all this. So it's going to be a very interesting thing, right? This should not be happening. This is not a normal thing inside of our meta. Okay, so the next one that I have is light side bulk. I've tried a bunch of different comps on stream. I think they all work. I think they all have different merits for them. I think you can go different level 3s based on what your comp is. I think there's probably no one size fits all. I think there's a good reason to bring in a 5% offense per buffs, or for every dispellable buffs, or every 2 of them or whatever. I think there's a good reason to bring in 25% turn meter, though I would say less important. And the other thing that I want you guys to think about with this, why I showed this specific team comp here, is think about this with like the territory wars aspect whenever specifically Ahsoka Fulcrum is hitting really, really hard. So yeah, there you see Ben. And I want to point out here too, I'm really delted on this one as well. I don't know what we're going to use the term. Like, I'm really relic delted on this one. Sorry for my anti whatever you want to call it virus kind of popping up. And because this is a bulk Hondo, and I don't have the 5% offense per buffs, I've noticed that if they're relic 10 and they've got the 15% turn meter or the 15% bulk for dark side allies, that I do tend to have to wait to kill, Hondo. But again, think of this too as like a full wall of this in TW. What is your plan, right? How are you going to get through this? And I've had some mild success with some things. I'll show in the next clip kind of where we're going, or what I've had, like I said, some mild success, nothing great. But this is actually pretty funny because I think he brings back everyone here pretty soon, and because I just can't get him down. But again, even if let's just say we did take this on to GAC, we're scoring probably pretty close to a 63 on 5v5, maybe like a 62. So yeah, we'll see how this all pans out, but I don't know. This is pretty crazy. And actually the beauty of this all is that now that we have the full team, oh dang, I guess we missed it, but now that we had the full team, we would get the buffs from them, and that's what ended up helping me kill them all. So I ended up winning that one too, but just want to show this one too. So now this is an Datacron. Now this guy loaded his team, right? So that's Cat in there. That is Dash. Dash has absolutely a key to play in this whole thing. Right? He just gave the team like a bunch of offense. But like I said, there might be we might have to get creative with how we do this. Now again, this is the not long text because I didn't get this to roll on this one, and I really wanted it to, but unfortunately I've gotten to 40 on the rerolls, and I decided, per my own kind of guidance, that I should not keep rerolling until everything is still good. So yeah, I'm just trying to stack debuffs as much as possible because I know eventually, like, we're not gonna clean banner this. Maybe there was some opportunity for us to get better banners than what we got in the end. And again, maybe Royal Guard in here makes more sense. Maybe Thrawn in here makes more sense. I don't know. I just picked the Mandalorians in here just to see if they would work, just to prove concept, but and just try different comps out. Again, a lot of the stuff that I was doing on stream was just, more or less, hey, does this work? Like, or what is the best comp? And I don't know, maybe clones is better. Maybe, I don't know. I would think that clones is better, but with this comp specifically, having Darth Vader in there to add those debuffs is pretty sweet. So yeah, ult, you can tell she's doing a ton of damage. on it, and all things look really bad right now, right? Like all things do look pretty horrible, but at the end of the day, because of all that stacking offense, we're about to kind of just go crazy on people. And dots are gonna take its toll. So we end up winning this one. They'll do their ult, and yeah, we'll go from there. But so I just want to show you guys, like, there maybe the answer is that we'll need to have our own Datacrons at the end of the day. I don't know. I'm really excited to see. I should have some more footage coming up from this TW, where I'm sure we'll see some more crazy comps. We'll see some more things that we haven't seen before. So if you guys haven't subscribed, I really appreciate that you guys do. Leave a comment what your guys' thoughts are, how you guys are going to attack some of these really overpowered Datacrons, and let me know what your guys' plan is. But for now, we're going to just kind of leave it here. And like I said, hopefully when TW phase kicks live, and then for 3v3, we'll be streaming that as well. And we'll try to figure it out together, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.